looking live at Texas Stadium on a beautiful day. The closest cloud is in Houston, and the Dallas Cowboys hope to feast on a different kind of bird this Thanksgiving afternoon, but they better play hungry because their guests, the St. Louis Cardinals, are determined to prove that they are no turkeys. In recent weeks, the Cardinals have been flying high on the strong arm of this man, Neil Lomax, who has passed them to 3 victories in their last 4 games, while the Cowboys will counter with Danny White, who has thrown 24 touchdown passes this season.
If the San Francisco 49ers fail to make the playoffs this season, they will look back on last Sunday, November 20th, 1983, as a date that will live in infamy. We'll be taking another look at the spectacular and controversial play that has left the 49ers bitter with thoughts about Atlanta's version of Southern hospitality.
Today's showdown with Dallas is a must game for the Cardinals if they want to keep alive their hopes for a wild card berth. But that's just one reason why St. Louis coach Jim Hannafin wants to beat the Cowboys. I'll have that story. Irv?
The St. Louis Cardinals had to be early birds this week as they rushed through their preparations to get ready for the game here in Dallas. I tagged along with the Cardinals to see what they did to get ready in such a short time. We'll have those stories and more on the NFL Today.
Seiko and your authorized Seiko dealer. This plaque is a sign you can trust when you want the best of Seiko. And by new Skoal Bandits for tobacco pleasure without lighting up. It's a pouch instead of a puff. And now, Brent Musburger.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our Thanksgiving Day edition of the NFL Today. And wherever you may be watching on this Thanksgiving afternoon, we wish you and yours a very happy and warm Thanksgiving Day. Now, of course, we're about to bring you the only game in town because the Detroit Lions are demolishing the Pittsburgh Steelers. With time running out, the Lions lead that game 45-3. So it'll be the Cowboys, who have already wrapped up a spot in the playoffs, taking on the Cardinals. But we've been apprised of a late problem for Coach Tom Landry. Now, unlike many of the coaches in the National Football League, Landry and the Cowboys do not signal their offensive plays from the sidelines. Instead, they use a messenger service. But the messenger service has been interrupted because of injuries, one to wide receiver Drew Pearson. We'll have to see how Tom gets the plays into quarterback Danny White. And you know, Jimmy, we talk about the Cowboys already being in the playoffs, and you would think perhaps a letdown, but they got to keep winning.
They got to keep winning for 2 reasons. One, of course, the Redskins are tied with them. But you know, Brent, the Dallas Cowboys have the worst of the schedule. They have to go to San Francisco, which is their toughest ball game left outside of Washington. So they have to win here.
All right, and Charles, so you know, on this Thanksgiving Day, we know of one team already giving great thanks, and that would be the Atlanta Falcons for what happened down there last Sunday.
They were grateful for something, I'll tell you. Last Sunday, the San Francisco 49ers were on the verge of a victory that would have put them in sole possession of first place in the NFC West. With 2 seconds left to play, they wore down the Atlanta Falcons 24-21. But then the Falcons came up with a desperation play they've named after a famous British landmark. In Atlanta, there's another Big Ben. And when this Big Ben strikes in Fulton County Stadium, it's time for the Falcons to pull out another implausible victory.
49ers
And it was an atrocious call. I couldn't believe it. What happened was his knee fell down on the 1-yard line, and he just reached in, and they gave him the touchdown. I mean, to me, when your knee is down, that's the call.
When I had finally went down, that I had broken the plane. Like I said, he may be right. I don't know. But every angle that I saw, it looked like I was in.
I thought he was tackled from where my vantage point, but once they ruled touchdown, there was no reversing it, and that was the game.
The 49ers should not have been surprised that the Falcons called on Big Ben. They've used it before to help them pull out victories, but it is not exactly a practiced and diagrammed work of art.
I just throw it up there and Just hope that they have a chance to get down under it without too much duress on the way down.
When I slipped, I thought I was out to play for real. And as I was getting up, they were coming down, or they were fighting for the ball, and I seen it come out the pack, and it landed right in my hands. So I just took it from there.
And what if you hadn't slipped?
I was part of it, though. We had it made.
The dispute over the referee's call, the play that was never to happen. All that counts was the final score, the moment, and the man, White Shoes Johnson.
Went home and relaxed.
And a little glass of champagne?
Not even a little glass of champagne. My little girl said, okay, let's go celebrate. So, girl, you watch too much TV.
What were the Falcons really saying?
They very artfully dodged the question. They all said it was history now.
Well, indeed, they're right. You know, Chelsea, the year was 1907. You and I don't remember this year, but I think the Greek might. Teddy Roosevelt was in the White House. Oklahoma was admitted into the Union as the 46th state. In the World Series that fall, well, the Greek picked the Cubs of Tinkers to Evers to Chance, and they went on to beat the Detroit Tigers, whose lineup included a young outfielder by the name of Ty Cobb. And in St. Louis, 1907 was the year that a high school football rivalry was born, and that rivalry has been going on ever since. Now, it has the students and the faculty eating humble pie at Missouri's Kirkwood High School to whip up the spirit of this Thanksgiving Day game. And across the tracks in Webster Groves, well, the cheerleaders are serving breakfast, and they're getting their team inspired for the big game. But why all this hysteria?
We want the bell. The bell.
The bell is the Frisco Bell, the symbol of this 76-year-old rivalry, touted to be the oldest west of the Mississippi. It used to ride on a train between the two communities.
We haven't had the bell for 3 years now, and it's about time we get it back.
You wouldn't believe how bad we want it. I mean, they've had it too long.
Kirkwood is no pushover. It's a fight for the treasure, and the stakes are too high.
For our team, this will make our season. If we win the game, it'll make our season.
It's our bowl game. It's our Rose Bowl. It's our Super Bowl game. I think no matter how well we've done, it culminates in a tremendous activity.
And the bell tolls only for the winner of this showdown.
Spirit, unity, friendship, working all night, working many nights to get all those decorations ready and then to get them up. It's competition, we think, in the best spirit of the American life.
That spirit burned on last night as the kickoff and the game itself drew closer.
You play our style of football. We don't have to describe it. All we have to do is do it.
And at noon today, Kirkwood kicked off to Webster Groves. And Kirkwood closed out by winning the game just moments ago. They will keep that bell for the fourth straight year. 17-12 was the final score, so congratulations to Kirkwood. And the NFL today will continue with a look at Roy Green of the St. Louis Cardinals in just a moment.
If you plan to spend $20,000 to get a high-performance German-engineered sedan, try this. Buy this German-engineered, German-built Volkswagen Jetta for only $7,390. And with the $12,000 that's left over, you can also buy this. The 1984 Volkswagen Jetta. It makes your money go a lot further. Jetta. It's not a car. It's a Volkswagen.
What you are about to see is not science fiction. It's Seiko Sport Tech. For the serious runner, an amazing multifunction training watch with detachable cable release. There's the world's first analog quartz chronograph. Seiko watches to time competition sports. And an incredible watch you talk to that talks back. Talks back. Seiko Sport Tech. Welcome to the 21st century. Seiko watches and clocks at your authorized dealer.
People who work hard need hard-working gifts from True Value hardware stores. This holiday season, give Dad a hard-working Campbell Hausfeld Power Pal, the portable air power source that caulks, inflates, sprays, and glues. Or give the Dremel Moto Tool Kit to grind, polish, route, and more, and receive a free wood-burning iron. To turn Dad's workbench into a workshop, Get the Duracraft 10-inch bench table saw from participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
It is now final from Pontiac, Michigan, and with their win today, the Lions push their mark to 7-6. They're only a half game behind Minnesota in the NFC Central. If the Vikings stumble in New Orleans, of course, the Lions would be tied for first, and the Packers can get there also. Now, to pull another upset of Dallas today, the Cardinals' strong passing attack will have to be in high gear, and that means they'll need a big game from their star receiver, Roy Green. Green is having a marvelous year, but he hit an embarrassing low point last month in front of a national television audience. In that Monday nighter against the Giants, both the Cardinals and Green were at their worst. This drop pass might have won the game.
We've had so much bad PR from media and fans, saying it was the worst game in Monday night history and that type thing. And I don't think it was indicative of the type of team we've had.
It was hard not to take a shot at Green, even a few days after that horrible performance. I'm not so certain this isn't the biggest surprise of the day. How pathetic the Cardinals were on Monday night against the Giants. Hey, Roy Green, hold on to the ball. All right, he dropped that one that would have beaten the Giants last Monday night.
Brent, I want to thank you. A few weeks ago, you made some comments that really made my mom mad. And since that time, she called me and she told me how mad she was. And it was very inspirational to me.
Mrs. Green, I'm sorry. Since then, your son has been on a tear. He now leads the league in touchdowns with 11.
Roy is having an excellent year. His speed has really made him the premier receiver in the National Football League.
And Green thinks the best is yet to come.
I feel that in a couple of years I could, be maybe the best wide receiver in the league.
And the man in charge of trying to stop him is with Irv Cross today, Big Ernie Stodner. Irv, take it away.
All right, Brent, Ernie, the Cowboys are a dichotomy, it seems. That you're high on the list in offensive stats, but pretty low on the list in the pass defensive area. Matter of fact, last in the league. Is that a significant number?
Well, it's significant when you are just measuring your defense by the number of yards that they gain against you. However, I don't believe that's an accurate evaluation of a pass defense. Now, last week, we had 59 passes thrown against us, and they averaged 6 yards per attempt. They gained a lot of yardage, and they gained it in certain situations where we had men double covered, and the quarterback was able to pick out the single back. But I don't think it's a significant thing.
All right, Roy Green coming in today has caught 11 touchdown passes. How do you shut him down?
Well, the way you shut him down is try to get him out of the game. He's an excellent receiver. He's caught 11 touchdown passes. We want to see if we can limit him to maybe one or none. We realize he's extremely good.
All right, thanks, Ernie. Let's go to Pat and John.
Okay, Irv and Ernie, thank you very much. So the Cowboys are very aware that they have given up a lot of yards against the pass. They have started to make some adjustments, but really Tom Landry, as Ernie Stodner just said, doesn't think it's that significant.
Well, the one thing he says, though, is you have to take it on. He says it is a real stat, and you are 28th in the league, and you just can't say, heck, we're not 28th in the league. He says, really, when we get into the playoffs, we have to do something about it. We have to improve that stat. And he said there's two ways. One, we can start to tighten up and limit some of those big 300-yard days. And two, he said, and probably the biggest thing we have to do is when they throw all those passes against us is start getting some turnovers, some interceptions.
You know, John, sometimes, as you know, statistics can be very misleading. Look at this one down. Last in the league, the Dallas Cowboys, 28th against the pass, 3rd against the rush. Look who the other team is, 27th. That's the Washington Redskins. Those two teams have the two best records in pro football. The Redskins 1st against the rush. So sometimes that statistic can be misleading.
Well, it looks like if you want to be the best team of football, you just play lousy against the pass and play good against the run. But I think there is something to that. What that means is that they're playing the run strong. They're stopping the first down run. They're putting the team into long yardage situations and making them pass. And I think in this league, that's really the way to win.
Should make this afternoon very interesting. Now let's go back to New York and Brent Musburger.
Hi, Pat and John. Thank you very much. I have to agree with him. I think the only statistic on defense that means anything is points allowed. And we're going to continue now. We're going to take a look at the short work week the Cardinals had to get ready for this confrontation in Dallas. We'll be back with Irv Cross in just a moment.
If you're a smoker, inside this little can is a legitimate alternative. Introducing Skoal Bandits, an individual portion of wintergreen flavored tobacco in a neat, pre-moistened pouch. What you do is put one between your lip and gum. What you get is great tobacco taste without lighting up, and you can enjoy it wherever you are. If you're a smoker, try new Skoal Bandits, 20 pouches to a can. Take a pouch instead of a puff.
You're about to see the Me TV, the Sony Watchman, the first truly personal TV. The sleepy TV, only about an inch thick, or is it thin? And one Watchman has an AM/FM radio. The referee TV. The Jolly TV, the one and only TV for the one and only you, the Sony Watchman TV.
Until new Genie Track Drive, most do-it-yourself garage door openers were driven by a greasy chain. Track Drive replaces old-fashioned chains with a super tough track that never needs grease or adjusting. Only Genie has it. Track Drive goes together faster and simpler. Protect your family and open your door the easy way.
Honey, you did it!
Track Drive. Only Genie has it.
Genie welcomes the ones you love home.
Americans welcome Thanksgiving and the short work week it brings, but when your job is preparing for the Dallas Cowboys and playing 60 minutes of football here, you wish you had a whole week to get ready for it. I follow the St. Louis Cardinals through a very short but intense week.
As the clock runs out on the Cardinals' biggest upset of the year, the countdown begins. Just 4 days to Dallas. There's little time to savor victory.
What can I say? I mean, that was outstanding.
Jim Hannafin changes the team schedule. The first meeting begins just 74 hours before kickoff.
Gosh dang it.
Jim Hannafin also changes his language. He doesn't usually say, gosh dang it, to open a meeting.
Now, we don't have time, really, to relish it, obviously. We've got a ball game coming up Thursday. So what we have to do is prepare ourselves mentally and get ready for that.
Ordinarily, there's no serious practice on Monday. Players come out, jog around just to loosen up the kinks from Sunday's game. But on this Monday, practice is already serious business.
Today, we're going to go back out. We'll have a normal practice situation, but without the pads on. What I want from our players in this practice today is a terrific amount of concentration. But we're not going to go ahead and add new things today or tomorrow. I mean, that'd be absolutely ridiculous.
Practice went well into the night Monday. It usually ends by 3:30, but this week, long days are followed by long nights of film study.
My film work usually starts when I get home after dinner. I'll spend maybe a couple hours watching film. Usually on a Monday night, day after the game, I usually watch the Monday night football game, and I don't think I'll get a chance to watch the game tonight.
I will take film home every night, including Wednesday night in the hotel. We'll watch a little film about the Cowboys, secondary, and the defensive group. So that's what I will do. I'll just study up my opponent best I can in 3 days.
The players are lucky. They can go home for dinner, then study. But the coaches stay on. Adjustments must be made. They theorize injuries will force Dallas to move tight end Doug Cosby to wide receiver. The meeting can run nearly all night.
You have a sense of urgency. Your players have a sense of urgency. The players know that, hey, you're under the gun. They know that, hey, they got to squeeze and get those practices and get prepared Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for that Thursday game. So I'm saying urgency is an advantage.
After practice, the whir of the projectors will resume. They grind long into the night, back and forth, forward and backward, looking for that little mistake, that subtle Dallas weakness.
They're one of the few teams in the league that still play primary man defenses, and they give you a lot of different coverage and a lot of different looks, so they're leaving one guy very vulnerable at all times. So if the quarterback can find that guy and the receiver runs his route, sure, we can have a big day on him.
It's Wednesday at 3 p.m. Ordinarily, the first day of practice would just be starting. But for the St. Louis
Louis Cardinals, the practice week is over after only 3 days of preparation. As you can see, the team is boarding their chartered flight to the game in Dallas. They'll have a Thanksgiving Day dinner at the hotel, one last meeting, and then the game.
I spoke to Roy Green just as he came out of the locker room, and he said they don't need any more time. They're ready. The NFL Today will continue with the Greeks Corner in just a moment.
No lights. And I was dreaming of a bright Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho. At Ace, we light up your Christmas with the Nova 100 Mini Light Set. Multicolor or clear bulbs, safe indoors and out. A November Best Buy at $444.
Here's another Best Buy you can count on. The Sharp Solar Calculator. Runs on any kind of light, never needs batteries. And Best Buy priced at $697.
For me,
Merry Christmas.
Ace is the place.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware man.
What you are about to see is not science fiction. It's Seiko Sport Tech. For the serious runner, an amazing multifunction training watch with detachable cable release. There's the world's first analog quartz chronograph. Seiko watches to time competition sports. And an incredible watch you've talked to that talks back. Seiko Sport Tech. Welcome to the 21st century. Seiko watches and clocks at your authorized dealer.
An idea begins. The ultimate microwave cookware system. Form follows function, and beyond. To durability, to versatility, with a limited number of pieces performing an infinite number of tasks. The ultimate microwave cookware system is from Rubbermaid. Quite understandably, nothing else stacks up to it.
Greek was 100% when he said the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to need Terry Bradshaw before it was over. Now, what about the St. Louis Cardinals? They got Neil Lomax back healthy at quarterback, Jimmy.
What's wrong with that? Neil Lomax to Green are just absolutely super. I'll tell you one thing. It opens up their offense because Anderson gets to run better, too. And Green has just been a super ball player. 62 receptions, and I think he's made 6 or 7 touchdowns.
I think he's got 11 even to lead the league right now. Jimmy, what about the Cowboys? What about the Cowboy offense?
The Cowboy offense, I mean, it all depends on White going to Tony Hill. Tony Hill is their big play man, Brent. I mean, he's the one that made the 2 catches against the Redskins. I mean, he catches the big pass, the long one. He breaks the game open, which gives Dorsett a chance to run, too.
All right. Who do you like in this game, Greek?
Well, the big difference in this game is a guy by the name of Ed Too Tall Jones. You know what he's done this year? He's knocked down 11 or 12 passes, and I tell you something, when you knock down 11 or 12 passes, that's a big defensive edge, plus the fact that they're at home, and they didn't have to move around for this Thanksgiving Day. They are at home, and that's why they've always been so good at home. You have to like the Dallas Cowboys in a high-scoring game, though, but not too many points.
All right, Jimmy. The NFL Today will continue on CBS in just a moment.
It's not a car. It's a Volkswagen.
Tonight is unmistakably.
I can almost taste those steaks from here.
Tonight is unmistakably.
Come on, we're taking you two to our place for supper.
Tonight is unmistakably.
Come on, slowpoke.
Tonight is unmistakably. Tonight is inescapably.
Well, here's to the great outdoors.
Tonight is unmistakably.
And here's to the great indoors.
Steak and ale.
Make tomorrow a day for savings at the big Thanksgiving sale at Kmart.
Tomorrow morning, every Kmart in America will open at 8 a.m. for a Thanksgiving sale. Check your Kmart circular. You'll find pages of great gift values for every person on your list. The nationwide Thanksgiving sale. Tomorrow only, starting at 8 a.m. at the Kmart near you.
Professional football has become part of the Thanksgiving Day ritual in this country, as much of a tradition in its way as turkey and cranberry sauce. But as we focus on Dallas, where Cowboy fans take such pride in what they like to call America's team, we should not forget that many members of America's real team are spending this Thanksgiving Day on duty far away from home.
Football. This is the third Thanksgiving I will have missed at home this time. It's going to be lonely this year, but it's a job that has to be done.
I'm just thankful that Battalion 2A was able to make a successful landing, and we're off to a good start, and we couldn't ask for anything better.
Just being alive and safe is something to be most thankful for. On this Thanksgiving, I'm most thankful for peace here in the island, and thank God it's all over with now and we can all go home.
I'm thankful for the fact of knowing that all of the American Forces personnel here assigned here in Korea will have the opportunity to have a peaceful and happy Thanksgiving.
But for many of our servicemen overseas, thoughts of today inevitably turn to football, the upcoming game between Dallas and St. Louis.
I'm going to take Dallas and Danny White. Got to go with St. Louis.
Everybody in my family pulls for Dallas, and we, sort of, well, they're America's team, so you got to give them at least a, pretty good edge.
Happy Thanksgiving!
We certainly echo those sentiments to everybody. A very happy Thanksgiving. Coming up at halftime, we'll be talking to the coach of Alabama, Ray Perkins. And so we hope you enjoy now the Dallas Cowboys and the St. Louis Cardinals on CBS.
This is CBS.
There's a feeling that's been born in this country that we love. It's our guts and grit and energy that drive the rise above. Go for it, America. You've got the gusto now.
Here's to the guys who are making America great. From the guys who make Schlitz, a great American beer.
Have a Schlitz, America. You got the gusto now.
Confidence comes with this uniform. And as a Marine, you earn that confidence by doing a tough job with skill and daring. That's something to be proud of. You develop it by working on a unique team that succeeds where others might fail. A team respected around the world. It's a confidence that comes from knowing nothing is impossible if you're prepared to do it. Find out. Maybe you can be one of us. The few, the proud, the Marines.
U.S. Home rings the bell with home buyers in Country Place.
At Country Place, we can swim, play golf, bridge, poker, bingo.
Covered the suppers, movies, parties. We do all our socializing right here.
It's the only place in or near Houston where you can live on a golf course for under $70,000.
It's the only all-adult community in the Houston area.
Activities at our community center are great. We hate to leave even for a day.
Come on out and ring a Country Place doorbell this week. See this weekend's newspapers for details.
The KGB in Houston, tonight.
Cowboys in a contest that means a lot to both teams. Look at the last 6 games and what teams have the best record. You'd expect the Redskins, you'd expect Miami. But look at St. Louis, 4-1-1 over the last 6 games. Just 1/2 game in front of Dallas, 4-2 over the last 6 games, along with 4 other teams. Just a perfect day. 58 degrees the temperature, cool and clear, and a perfect day for me to say good afternoon. I'm Pat Summerall, and for all of us at CBS Sports, I'd like to add our good wishes and happy Thanksgiving to you. With me is John Madden, who has known all about playoffs and Super Bowls and championships. And the Cowboys have a different kind of bird in mind today for their Thanksgiving Day, a Cardinal. But this Cardinal team is a formidable challenge. First of all, get to the Cowboys, though, and their injury problems.
Well, of course, I think their biggest injury is Drew Pearson. You know, not only is he a great wide receiver, he's a big play guy for that team, and they have to play without him today, which means a number of things. One, of course, they missed a big play. Two, Tom Tom Landry in that spread formation, he likes to play 3 and 4 wide receivers. He won't be able to do that today. Lately, he's been sending into plays with the wide receivers. He can't do that today, so he really has a lot of adjustments.
For the Cowboys, Thanksgiving Day and contests have been sort of a tradition. Not so for the Cardinals. It's a very short week for both teams, but the Cowboys are sort of used to it. What did Jim Hannafin, the Cardinal coach, tell you about the short week and about what he has to do to beat the Cowboys?
Well, you know, it's a different approach, and the thing that Jim Hannafin said that they have to do is be physically and mentally ready. So what he decided to do in his short week is to not wear any pads all week. Now, the team that travels always has the most difficult time because they have the short week, plus they have to travel, and that's the Cardinals. So Jim Hannafin said, we're just going to go out and walk through things. No one's going to hit anyone. Now, on the other side, Tom Landry said, this is a big, big game for us. We're not only going to practice every day, we're going to practice in pads every day, which they did. We were at practice yesterday, and they had the pads on, and they had a very long and very intense practice, and when they came off the field, they looked very determined for today.
And keep this in mind, December the 11th, here at Texas Stadium, the Redskins will come to town. Right now, Dallas 10-2 and Washington 10-2. The Cowboys will get to receive the kickoff. Neil O'Donoghue, the tall place kicker for the Cardinals, who's made a remarkable comeback after the disastrous Monday night. Gary Allen is number 31. Ron Fellows back there with him for Dallas. Here we go. O'Donoghue hangs it high, and Allen will take it right at the goal line. He's got some room. Allen to the 30. Good run back. George Schmidt made the tackle. He brought a punt back all the way last week against Kansas City. Here's the Dallas offensive lineup. White, the quarterback. Dorsett and Springs, the runners. Butch Johnson in place of Pearson, and Tony Hill, the wide receivers. Up front, it's Donovan Scott, Rafferty Richards, Jim Cooper, and Doug Cosby at tight end. Cosby hasn't worked very much during the week. Check out that Cardinal defense for you in just a minute. 1st and 10, Dallas. Ball is at their own 30. Happy Thanksgiving one more time. Cowboys 10-2, Cardinals 5-6-1, and White throws to Dorsett on 1st down. Dorsett almost broke away for some running room, but he was tripped up by E.J. Jr., and that's a name you'll hear a lot this afternoon. St. Louis plays a 4-man front, a little bit different from Dallas, and those are the 4 who will be up there. Baker, Galloway, Grooms, and Curtis Greer. 3 linebackers, another Baker, Alderman, and E.J. Jr. In the secondary, Lionel Washington, Wayne Smith, Lee Nelson, and Benny Perrin. 2nd down and 6 for Dallas. The second offensive play of the game. Cosby is out of the game. Billy Joe Dupree is the tight end. That may be the way he gets the plays in, Coach Landry. Johnson was in motion. Here's the Dallas counter play, and Dorsett cuts to the outside and is cut down. Lee Nelson came up to make that hit, and a good open field tackle on a runner like Dorsett.
Those are the 2 things that you have to do against the Cowboys in their running game is, 1, get some penetration, get across the line of scrimmage, and number 2, get your strong safety up there quickly.
As John Madden mentioned, because of injuries, we weren't sure how Tom Landry would get the plays into Danny White. It would appear now it's with the tight ends, Cosby and Dupree. Newsom is now one of the backs as White will operate out of the shotgun. That's Springs in motion. White, that's Cosby, and that'll be enough for a Dallas 1st down outside the 40. That big target, E.J. Jr. took him down.
And of course, that's Danny White's target. You know, anytime that they get a 3rd down pass, they always look for Doug Cosby. And here's the reason. Now watch, he's the inside guy here. The tight end, the big guy, usually works the middle. You see, he's right there in the inside of the numbers. He's between 2 guys, but he's big enough to see. He's big enough to work back and put guys off like a basketball player.
And I know it pleases you to see that he got enough yardage, just enough for the 1st down.
That upsets me when they have 3rd down and throw it short.
So it's 1st down, Cowboys. Dorsett, the lone setback. Cosby on the flank to the right. Tony Hill. By Wayne Smith. But it's another Cowboy 1st down. You can't give him that much room.
You know, the one thing the Cowboys do is move the ball around. We see the tight end. Now we watch Tony Hill. He's out here, and we see the room that he's being given there by by Smith. You see, he's way back. So Tony Hill, he just goes up about 3 steps, stops, gets the ball, boom, up the field, and he picks up enough for a first down. As you say, Wayne Smith can't give him that much room. You can't fall down after you do either.
Those are 2 errors. Chuck Donnelly is split out wide to the left. There was doubt about whether or not he'd be able to play. This is Cosby in motion. Cowboys from Cardinal territory. Dorsett bangs inside the 45.
Watch him. Here he is, 84. He comes in motion. Now watch him come up. Boom, head in there, square, pretty good. Guard gets around. Here comes Dorsett right in behind there. That's a pretty good block for one of those tight ends that goes in motion and stuff.
Don't expect that kind of thing. There's Cosby, close up, 2nd and 7. After all that praise, they got 3 yards. Here's White back to throw. Outside Springs out of bounds at about the Cardinal 43. Only a couple. Check out the pass blocking.
Let's watch this. This is Jim Cooper. He's 61 for the Cowboys against Al Baker. Baker is probably the biggest pass rusher for the Cardinals. Now watch Cooper. He gets that right arm up there. Good. Keep it up there. Keep it up there. That's all he has. He just gets it right around the net. It's not bad. You have to get those hands up on those guys to keep them away from you.
Hands have become such a very vital part not only of rushing the passer, but of blocking for the passer. 3rd down and 5 from the Cardinal 42. White intended for Newsom, who was tripped up. The fans obviously thought it was Leonard Smith who got tangled up with Newsom. The sellout crowd felt that should have been interference, but nothing called.
That area right there, I think, is one that's going to hurt the Cowboys today, and missing Drew Pearson. It was a 3rd and long situation, shotgun or spread formation, and they had to get Newsom in there instead of Pearson.
White hammering for the corner. Into the end zone. Mitchell lets it bounce, and they'll bring it back to the 20. 42-yard punt. No return, but because they do bring it back to 20, it's the 22-yard net. Nothing at Texas Stadium.
And loves to serve fire-brewed Strohs. See what I mean? That was his fastball. That was the curve. Look out. Wild pitch.
What was that?
Relief pitcher.
From one beer lover to another Strohs.
Check out the whole lineup in just a minute. Outside to Anderson. Otis Anderson out of bounds by John Dutton. With an assist from Bob Brunig. Here are the Cardinal starters. Neil Lomax, red hot recently. Anderson and Morris. Anderson on a roll as well. Roy Green, the NFC's, with 62 catches. Pat Tilley, the other wide receiver, and he's dangerous as well. Sharp, Steve, Clark, Bostic, Tootie Robbins, and Doug Marsh up front.
Tootie Robbins.
You like that?
Good name for a tackle. Get down there in the pit for Tootie.
Tootie is matched against Too Tall. We'll be watching that matchup throughout the day. 2nd and 6 from the 24. Lomax to Anderson. O.J. Anderson spinning. Got about 5. Looked like he'd be about a yard shy. Dexter Clinkscale made the stop. The Dallas defense. The 4-man flex up front, at least on 1st down. Jones, Dutton, White, and Harvey Martin. The linebackers. Hegman, Brunig in the middle, and Anthony Dickerson. In the secondary, a maligned secondary of late. Walls, Thurman, Clinkscale, and Downs. Now they come in with a different set of defenders. Third and short. Lomax going to work to Green. Good throw. Green has it. Walls chasing, but he won't catch. Roy Green, 71 yards from Lomax, and what a perfect strike.
That's what Jim Hannafin said that they wanted to do. They said that Michael Downs, the free safety, has been getting involved in the running game. So watch this play again. Watch it. He'll start with a play fake. You see, he fakes to Anderson there. That's just enough. That gets Downs up. That holds them, and then Green is able to get beyond Walls. Walls has no help at all in there from his free safety. least by this Cardinal team, and that Roy Green is something.
Defense, number 78. It will be applied to the kickoff. The point is good.
Let's watch Roy Green on that play. He's right here. Now, he's going to run a post pattern. He's going to start up, see, and then he's going to go into him like he's going to the corner to hold him. And now he's starting here into the post, which means into the goal post, into the middle of the field. And that's a perfect pass. Watch right out in front of him. He gets that ball. He has 2 steps on Walls, and Walls isn't going to catch him.
Walls has to have some help inside in a situation like that. 7-0 St. Louis.
Chevrolet.
It'll be Allen again. This time from the 2. With room. Allen stays on his feet, still on his feet. And now outside the 25, stopped by Cedric Mack to the 29.
Let's watch Roy Green's touchdown. Now watch the effect that it has on the safeties here. Michael Downs and Dexter Clinkscale. When they see that play fake in here, that holds him here, steps him up here, and now as Green runs in here to the post, he has no help from this inside. Now watch it here. Now watch those 2 guys in the middle. Watch your play fake. See, it holds them both. Look, they step up. By now, Green is past him. Now Walls has Green man-to-man on the whole field. Now that's a tough day's work.
Number 31.
2 players down, Allen for the Cowboys, and Chet Parlavecchio down for the Cardinals, number 57. See if we can figure what happened to Gary Allen.
I think we can see it right here as he gets hit. Watch from this side, right here. Now it looks like Dave Aarons is going to be right on his ankle right there, because watch, after he breaks out of here, he starts to limp there before he even gets hit the second time.
The injured Cardinal, Chet Parlavecchio.
That one off.
Well, as he said to us yesterday, it is something. It is true. It's there on paper. We have given up a lot of yards. 264 a game, and that's a lot. That's the average. On first down, it's Ron Springs. He gets out to about the 35 for a good game. Charlie Baker made the stop. Let's see how the Cowboys are calling plays. We thought it was the tight ends.
Well, it was. He had 2 of them. See, he was going to go to 89, Billy Joe Dupree first. Then he said, no, I want this play, so I'll send in Doug Donnelly.
Tony Hill goes out. Seems to be okay, but Donnelly comes out wide to the right. Butch Johnson goes wide to the left. Cosby, the tight end, is on that side also. And the flanker man is Ron Springs. Wide on the rollout. Cosby. To the Cardinal 40. E.J. Jr. back there with him, but a 24-yard pickup for the Cowboys. Cosby and White.
I think Doug Cosby sneaked across there. Watch him. Here he is, the tight end. Now he'll come across the field. Now, underneath him was Ron Springs, so he was deeper. You see him, he's looking now. Danny White is bootlegging. He finds him, he's wide open. He just gets the ball right there. They had a little play fake, then a quarterback bootleg, and everyone got caught inside, and Doug Cosby got in behind him.
That's almost the same play that the Redskins used. There is a little subtle difference, but it's close. Tony Hill back, pitch back to Dorsett. Nowhere to go. Dorsett is knocked out of bounds at the 40 by Lionel Washington. Speaking of the Redskins, I would imagine that we have about 60 people in Washington who are a captive audience, wouldn't you?
Well, there'll be a lot more than 60. That's the 60 players and coaches, but then you add all their fans, and I bet right now they're rooting like heck for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Right now they're ahead 7-0. There is the coach of the Cardinals. He's in motion. White. Donnelly. Blockers in front. Donnelly down the sideline. Donnelly inside the Cardinal 30 to the 28. Cowboy first down. He picked up 12. Benny Perrin made the hit.
Doug Donnelly is kind of a surprise player today. He hadn't played in the last 2 weeks. He has a nerve in his knee problem. Let's watch the play again. It's a little play fake, and it's a screen pass out here to Donnelly. Here comes the blocker right there. That's Pat Donovan, made a heck of a block. He just took that guy, knocked him right out of bounds. Donnelly made the cut inside, picked up the first down. That's not bad for an old left tackle.
Not bad.
Boom, boom, boom. Getting that block that springs him.
First down, Cowboys at the Cardinal 27. Dorsett back deep. Crosby in motion. Fake to Dorsett. To Tony Hill, knocked away at the last minute by Wayne Smith, the defender, on a good defensive play. Just got his hand in there in time.
Andy White has
whoever's sitting in the top row of the stadium.
Look at him. He calls that play, and he's looking right at those linemen. They don't miss a thing. Got to get that snap count, man.
Yeah, he could find a hawk in the tree, I bet you. 2nd and 10. Right back to throw again. Butch Johnson hangs on. Knocked out of bounds, but that's a complete pass. And a one heck of a catch.
I think Butch Johnson is raising his hands. Let me come out for a play.
I'll tell you what. Well, in a minute.
I'll tell you, he really gets it here, doesn't he? He's running an out pattern now. Now he's going to be double covered right there. You see a linebacker with him. Now he breaks away from it, and it's a zone. Now watch the hit. He's completely extended, catches a ball, and he really took a shot on that thing.
That was Wayne Smith that hit him, and that's the second time Butch has been hit like that today. One was in practice.
We saw it in the pregame warm-up, and who do you think would hit him? There's only one guy. His own guy hit him, Bill Bates,
and almost knocked him out. White just barely gets the ball to Dorsett. Dorsett gets around the corner. Inside the 10 to about the 8. It'll be 1st and goal. Lionel Washington knocked him out of bounds. 10 yards for Dorsett.
And we were talking last night with Jim Hannafin. He said the two things we have to do is stop Tony Dorsett. That's number one. Everyone tries to do that. And the next thing is to rush Danny White. And the last two plays, we've seen unsuccess of that. Danny White had some time to throw it. And, of course, Tony Dorsett just ran for a first down.
Cardinals leading 7-0. 6:21 left to play in the first quarter. But the Cowboys have it 1st and goal at the 8. Tough spot. Not as much room to operate as further out. Still Springs on the inside. Good block. And Dorsett scrambles down to the 1. Ron Springs, the move man on that play, and he got a good block.
That was a heck of a block by Ron Springs. He came in like a guard. He trapped the defensive tackle. Let's see if we can see it right here. Now, see him coming in motion. Now, watch that that block right there on Grooms. That was the one that sprung Dorsett through. I'll tell you, that Springs does a lot. He runs with the ball. He catches the ball. He blocks.
He's closing in on Frank Clark's all-time Cowboy record for number of receptions in a season. His best year ever by far. They'll go to him right now, I imagine. Dorsett, and the officials now signal touchdown Dallas.
Let's look at it right here. He's the second back. He's the far back here. It's just going to be a straight dive. Cosby leads off. Here he comes, a little reverse pivot by the quarterback. Shoulder square, just boom, just push that thing right across the goal line. First bodies.
That's the first play you ever were taught back in high school. Straight ahead handoff.
Man-to-man blocking.
Right.
Pit drill.
71 yards, 9 plays. Remember, the Cardinal touchdown was 71 yards. Raphael's Septien trying to tie it up, and he does. It's Cowboys 7, Cardinals 7. 5:34 left to play in the first quarter at Texas Stadium. We got a good football game coming. Ron Springs. 2 rushes, 7 yards, but perhaps he did more on the previous play before the touchdown.
On this play, he did. Watch him right here. He's right here. He's going to come in motion. Now, Herbert Scott, the guard here, he influences Lois Grooms to the outside, and Springs comes in here and traps him right here, and that gives Dorsett the hole. Watch your play. Here's Springs here, the outside and the right-hand side. He starts in motion. Now watch, see, here's Grooms. He doesn't see him coming. Boom, right there, and that Springs Dorsett. And that was the big play that got him down there.
Springs Dorsett.
I like that. Springs sprang.
Raphael Septien will kick off. Back deep for the Cardinals. In the middle is Stump Mitchell. Willard Harrell and Randy Love back there with him. This is going to be Randy Love from Houston. To about the 28, stopped by Everson Walls. Don't forget, tomorrow at 1:30 Eastern Time, there's college football on CBS Sports. Alabama against Boston College. Ray Perkins, Crimson Tide, 7-2, headed for the Sun Bowl against college football's little big man. Doug Fluke got about 3. Anthony Dickerson on the stop.
One thing, you know, that Cardinal offensive line is a big group, and they would like to get in there and handle this Cowboy defensive line and kind of wear them down today. You know, you're talking about big guys. Look at that Lewis Sharp there. Weighs about 285 pounds, left tackle. Right tackle, Tootie Robbins is 295 pounds.
Or more.
They just want to pound on those guys today.
2nd and 6. Line of scrimmage, the Cardinals 34. Lomax back to throw. He has some time. Nice chase by Harvey Martin. Ducks under Harvey. Gets the ball away. Greg LaFleur, fumble. Cardinals got it back, I believe. Tootie Robbins might have made the recovery.
I'll tell you who made the recovery there was Neil Lomax, and recovering his head, because watch from his backside here, the left side of the screen, Harvey Martin is going to show up. Now watch him, he starts going, now watch, here comes Harvey right there, boom, he ducks under, escapes that thing, now he's able to buy some time, get up, and find his tight end, Greg LaFleur. Now LaFleur puts the ball out there a little too much, and as he's running the ball, he swings that thing, and that's how he fumbled it.
And lost the first down, so it's 3rd and short. And remember what happened the last time on 3rd and short. 71 yards and a touchdown. You think they might do it again? No. Anderson, he won't get it. Maybe they should have done it. Harvey Martin was the first man there. Poor old Harvey's had a tough year. And yesterday on the way to practice, someone ran through a red light and demolished his automobile. He was looking in a bad way yesterday at practice.
And demolished Harvey. He didn't even practice yesterday. When we arrived at the Dallas practice field, Harvey was in the training room lying down on a table with a big knot on his head. He has had his problems, but maybe that's his motivation. You know, he's had that bankruptcy problem.
Maybe. Ron Fellows back deep for Dallas. Carl Birdsong shanks it off the side of his foot. He was the leading punter until that one, both in total yardage and in net yardage. That's 22 yards, no return, but the net is still 22. And that won't get it done. He's had a good bird earlier today. So all that little playoff losses and wins and what have you is still very much alive. And the Cardinals are in that picture. White, Bush Johnson tries to shake the cornerback Lionel Washington and can't get it done. Lee Nelson came over with an assist.
Someone left their hat out there.
Somebody will come back for it. It's Herbert Scott.
Herbert Scott, yeah, you have to use one of those to play. You know, Pat Donovan, the left tackle, was saying last week, he was telling Greg Aiello, the Cowboy PR man, he says, you know, we ought to put for sale signs on our helmets.
Because the team is for sale.
Yeah, each player is for sale, I guess. Did you see him walking around for sale? I'm for sale, you're for sale.
Does the helmet go with the player?
Yeah, that's the whole deal. You buy everything. Helmets, gloves.
2nd and 8. White back to throw. Outside Dorsett with a blocker in front. But not enough blockers as E.J. Jr. comes over to make the...
Be all right, but in short week, he just couldn't do it.
Looks like he could be in London. That outfit. From the shotgun. White. Tony Hill had it. Had the first down. Lionel Washington hit him.
see that? Now, maybe the hit made him not be able to recover it, but he was bobbling it before Washington was there.
Ball just went right through his hands up against his body, and if it had not been for the hit, I think you're right. He'd have been able to recover. Juggled it, maybe. Danny White. Good high kick that'll be up there a long time. Stump Mitchell takes it. Stump got some room. Danny. Bruce Huther is the man who got him in midair and took him down. There's a penalty flag down, and Chuck Heberling, the referee, will let us know. 42-yard punt, 10-yard return by the stump.
Illegal block from behind above.
148.
Return. Illegal block from the rear. Number 26 on the return team. First down.
Ryan, darn near had a trifecta there.
3 illegal blocks, all in a row.
From behind above the waist.
Now it's Anderson in motion, and this is Lomax. Outside, intended for the tight end, Doug Marsh, and knocked away by Mike Hegman. A very steady performer.
I think Neil Lomax was trying to go to his outside receiver who was running a post pattern, and he was covered, so he came off to his tight end, the secondary receiver, Doug Marsh. And, of course, the linebacker, Mike Hegman, was with him all the way.
1:44, clock stop first quarter, 7-7. Cardinals will go with 2 tight ends now, LaFleur and Marsh. This is a situation where Jim Hannafin said we just have to be patient enough to run the ball. Otis Anderson is the runner, and he does. And Randy White comes soaring over to take him to the turf.
Well, you were right on that. Jim Hannafin did say on 2nd and long we have to be patient enough to run, but it would also be good if you blocked Randy White, especially when you run away from him. See, the guard pulls, so Randy White gets right in behind him. You see, when you run away from Randy White, you either have to block the center back on him or keep that guard. You can't let him go.
It makes it a lot easier to run if you block him. 3rd and 8. The ball's at the 14. Lomax out of the shotgun. Going deep. Flag is down as Dennis Thurman and Roy Green had some contact.
And that's on Dennis Thurman. He put his arm out and pushed Roy Green.
I think Roy Green pushed him first. Let's watch when we get through with Heberling's call.
I saw the second push.
Against Dennis Thurman.
That's the same one the official saw, I guess.
Watch Roy Green. I bet you he pushes Thurman first.
See, now after 5 yards, Thurman can't touch him. See, he starts here. He's going to run it out and up. That's the one I saw right there. The left hand up on Roy Green's right shoulder.
First down. 32.
23. Lomax gets some breathing room with 57 seconds left to play. And Anderson slips on the artificial surface at Texas Stadium. Got a yard, maybe. John Dutton made sure that he stayed down because of the running play. The clock continues. Over on the captain to him. Clock running with 20 seconds left to play in the first quarter as Lomax gives inside to Anderson. Anderson breaks away from one. He's got Lomax out in front trying to block. Anderson still spins and turns nothing into something.
Lomax made a pretty nice block there, didn't he? You know, they started, the play was supposed to go to the left. Otis Anderson got out there, couldn't find anything. Lomax sees him. Watch this, it's supposed to be a run to the left. You see the guard pull, little collision there. Otis Anderson says, I don't have anything there. I better go back to the other side. Here's 15, Lomax. But for a quarterback, not bad. He gets down there around those knees, and that gives Otis Anderson something to break off of. 2 or 3 because it's really a long way to run. So you just run a little quick out of short out. Look, he was up about 5 or 6 yards. Thurman is playing off. He knows that Green can go deep. He knows he had speed. He gives him that cushion, so the Cardinals just take it and pick up an easy first down.
And they move into Dallas territory.
That's a good call.
Yes, it is. Line of scrimmage. The Dallas 48, 1st and 10. Cardinals on the move. Send Green in motion left. Thurman with it. And Tilley over his head. Everson Walls back on the coverage with him.
That's one thing about these 2 wide receivers. You know, you can't spend all your time.
Now ready. Morris and Anderson. 2nd and 10. Let's see if they're patient. Here comes the Dallas blitz. Anthony Dickerson. Lomax saw it coming and just ducked under Dickerson wisely because Brunig was right there as well.
Well, that was the thing that he said that he couldn't do, and we'll see what happens here. We'll see the freedom come right up here. They get the tackles in here, then they get the 2 coming up, so they get 4 on 3 right up the middle. Lomax sees it, knows that he doesn't have a chance, and he goes right down. Now watch what happens in there in the middle. Here comes the 2 up the middle. See, they can block 1. They don't get the second one, and then Dickerson comes from the outside. So they had 4 on 3 in the middle and 1 free from the outside.
Here they come again. Downs was offside as they go deep. Rod Fellows back there with Mike Schumann, who was the intended receiver that time. But Downs was offside before the play ever got started.
He's going to be in the lower right part of the screen right here. Here he comes now. He's trying to time it. He's trying to get up there just as a ball snap. He gets there a little too soon. He breaks that neutral zone, and of course they catch him for it.
26 defense.
So it'll still be 3rd down. And it's 3rd and long, and you'd have to bet if you were coaching against them that they'll be sending somebody again.
I'll tell you, it seems to me like the Cowboys every year are blitzing more and more. I think this season they're blitzing more and more every game.
They have 4 down linemen. They're not showing blitz at the moment. Lomax in the pocket finally throws intended for Anderson, who was covered by Dickerson. And Anderson might have been, his view might have been blocked just a little bit. No penalty marker. Spring back kickoffs. Birdsong standing at his own 35. He missed the first one. Didn't get all of this one either. Fellows. To the 30. Good return. 24-yard punt. 13-yard return. 11 yards on the net. Not very good for the conference leader.
Thanksgiving is a special holiday around our house, a time when the whole family joins together to give thanks. Happy Thanksgiving from our family to yours. Happy Thanksgiving.
A very handsome family and a very capable quarterback, Danny White. Early in the year, he took some abuse, but most of that seems to have calmed down because his record of performance really is unmatched, except by Joe Theismann. Dupree is the man in motion. Dorsett is now the man in motion. Fumble! Think the Cardinals got it.
The Cardinals do have it, but there was a penalty on the play, too.
I think the Cardinals were offside. Looked like there was some jumping and shuffling over on their defensive left side. Heron made the recovery. Dorsett lost the ball. It's against the Cardinals. You can see it coming up right here, I think. Maybe Curtis Greer.
Let's see if we can see it. It was one of the defensive linemen jumped. Now watch, here's 75, Curtis Greer here. Looks like it was him right there. Yep, he started to jump. You see the linebacker started outside with motion, and I think Greer jumped.
So did Baker. There were 2 of them that jumped. So they'll walk it off, and that would have helped the Cardinal situation quite a bit. They've been able to come up with that fumble recovery. It would have been
Offside
their ball at
defense.
the 35.
Number 75, first down.
Curtis Greer, your
there at the waist where Smith can't get around to do anything about it.
Butch moved back to the ball, moved back to the passer. That's the way you'd like to see it done.
That's the way you're supposed to do it, you know, but it's not a natural thing. As the ball's coming to you to move back into it.
White will go up on top again. He fakes to Dorsett, screens to Springs with blockers. To the 45 of St. Louis, Lee Nelson tripped him up. That play looked in the beginning like it would get a lot more than it did.
But you know why? I think anytime you fake to Dorsett, he draws a crowd. You know, Dorsett was out here to the left. He fakes out there to them. A bunch of Cardinals run there, and then he throws it over to the other side to Springs. Now watch it. Dorsett is on the left. Springs is on the right. He fakes to Springs, comes out here, fakes out here to Dorsett. Now watch those guys start running out there, turns back, throws out here to Springs, and he has a good screen going, 3 guys in front of him, but Lee Nelson makes a tackle.
Dorsett is the lone setback on 2nd and 4. The screen at 6, and Cosby goes in motion. This is Dorsett. He's got the first down inside the Cardinal 40. They'll probably mark it there as he bounced. Charlie Baker tripped him up. Danny White is 11 out of 14.
You know, a couple of weeks ago, or last week, Tony Dorsett was complaining about the Cowboys' running game and says they weren't running well, they weren't running enough, they weren't blocking well. He had a 100-yard game last week, and maybe sometimes you just have to talk about it, because look at all those games that he went less than 100. Then after the San Diego game, he complained about it, and he went from 58 yards to 108 yards.
This is Springs with the ball, and he does well to hold on to it as the Cardinals, led by David Galloway, are all over him just as he got the handoff.
Again, now watch Springs get the ball here, and the one thing you have to stop on a running play is a penetration. You see, the center went out. David Galloway was over the center. He gets penetration. Springs just didn't even get started.
Nobody blocked him. David Galloway. On 2nd down, White throw. Will try to throw. Gets out of the pocket. Gets it to Dorsett, who gets back to the original line of scrimmage. And once again, it's E.J. Jr. who's there to knock him out of bounds. White under pressure.
I'll tell you, that's one thing that Danny White can do, is he can get away from pressure and buy a little time and find his receiver.
Now the Cowboys send in Jimmy Newsom. Dorsett gets a rest. Cosby comes out to the left along with Butch Johnson. Tony Hill is wide to the right. It's Newsom and Springs, the 2 backs. White will operate with a snap from Rafferty. Going deep for Hill. No flags, no reception. They'll have to punt. Lionel Washington right back there with him. Good defense.
That was good defense by the Cardinals, but I still feel in that situation is where the Cowboys are really going to miss Drew Pearson today, because they don't have that 3 or 4 wide receivers in there. On that play, they really used Doug Cosby as a wide receiver. Doug Cosby's a good tight end, but he leaves a little to be desired as a wide receiver.
Cosby says, hey, I'm not that good a wide receiver. White to kick. Aiming again for out of bounds. This time it might work. No! Rod Fellows was down there, had the ball cut off at the pass, and backed into the end zone. A flag is down. 40-yard punt, no return, 20-yard net. If he hadn't backed up, the Cardinals would have been backed up to their 1-yard line.
That guy threw a hat, too. You throw a lot of stuff, then it means nothing.
There is no foul on the play. It's the St. Louis ball, 1st and 10.
That's what happened. They throw all that stuff and doesn't.
Watch this.
Here's Ron Fellows. Now, if he had not been in the end zone, this would have been a pretty good play. But look, he's inside. He said, oh, no!
I can't believe what I just did. Score is still 7-7. That play again. Fellows backing up toward the end zone. Here's the ball up on the upper left-hand side of your picture. Now hits the ground. Now he just keeps backing up. Now what did I do? Why did I do it? Bill Bates down there to congratulate him anyway on a good effort.
Bill Bates may have been down there to hit him.
First down, Cardinals, their own 20. Lomax gives to Anderson. Nothing doing. He doesn't make it back to the line of scrimmage. Mike Hegman and John Dutton right there.
That's one thing the Cowboys do well from that flex defense is they play the first down run very, very well.
There's their average on first down. St. Louis 2.0 and Dallas 4.6. Here's the situation again, not to belabor the point, where Jim Hannafin said, I hope in this situation, second and long, third and long, we're patient enough, smart enough to just run it. Well, they are, but it doesn't work. Wayne Morris, the ball carrier, and right there, Randy White.
I'll tell you, Randy White has really taken care of that strategy because the last two times that they had second and long and they ran the ball, Randy White made the play. Watch him. He's 54 right here, right in front of us there. He takes on Steve there. See, he's so doggone strong. Look, he just pushes him off. Another guy, he doesn't even feel him right down there, and he just manhandled Wayne Morris.
That was Larry Bethea who gave the assist, but now in a passing situation, or what appears to be one, Harvey Martin is back. Lomax will operate from the shotgun. Lomax in the pocket, batted down by Ed Jones. That is his 12th knockdown of the year.
And I'll tell you why, because he gets a push, he gets a rush. Now, that's what he's supposed to do. But the minute that he sees that quarterback raise back, now watch, he's watching the quarterback. When he sees him put up his arm, he puts up his hands. You see it? He did it once, he got a pump, and then he did it again. Too Tall always stops his rush when the quarterback and puts his hands up.
And that makes him even more too tall. Good kick this time by Birdsong. Fellows retreats to his 35, now to his 33. Got a block. Got one good block. Oh, what a good block by Newhouse to spring this thing. Aarons finally took him down. 48-yard punt, 14-yard return. But Newhouse put a solid hit on one of the Cardinals. Leonard Smith took a shot from Newhouse.
I'll tell you, and he's still down. Watch it. Here it is, right here. Here comes Newhouse. Smith was chasing. Whap! Right there, and that got Fellows to the outside.
Boy, you have to admire the Cowboys in their best starting position of the game so far. Dorsett goes deep. Springs in front of him. Johnson in motion. Cardinals are offside. Dorsett struggles back to the line of scrimmage, but the Cardinals jumped offside. I think it was E.J. Jr.
I think it was a left tackle jump because you know what happens on that one? It was Danny White's cadence. And he was given that hut, hut, hut. And the guy jumped on the second hut. It's a guy right over the right guard. Let's see if we can see it. It's right over the right guard here. Now watch. They had to, it's hut, hut. He hears hut, and he thought the ball was snapped. Watch, he just throws his body into that neutral zone.
Side defense, number 65, first down.
By the way, as I mentioned, 1st and 5 in Cardinal territory at their 46, and White will go. Cosby to the 34 of St. Louis. Down in the hands of Kurt Hollerman.
I'll tell you, that's one thing about being so big. You know, you can muscle a linebacker and run faster than a linebacker. You can muscle the secondary and beat a linebacker. Now watch Cosby here. He has a linebacker, the middle linebacker, Kurt Hollerman on him. He just gets a couple of steps on him. But that's really something when you're that big and you can get a safety in the middle and then get away from a linebacker. Oh, does that make sense?
Yeah, oh yeah. It does to me.
Muscle a secondary guy and beat a linebacker.
Oh, exactly what you mean. 1st and 10 at the Cardinal 33. Cowboys in the sunlight on Thanksgiving. Dorsett straight ahead for a couple, not much more. Cardinals play a 4-man front, but a rather unusual 4-man front. Not like the flex. Not like so many other teams.
Well, playing over the center. They have a man over the weak side guard and weak side end. So they undershift their defense or shift.
That time they had a stunt going. White gets quickly outside, intended for Tony Hill. Another pass that perhaps Ron Springs, not Tony Hill. Charlie Baker out there with him. Springs started to run a little quickly.
Well, that was good coverage by Charlie Baker. You know, that's one thing that a quarterback will always look for is to get his running back, especially his good receiver, Ron Springs, isolated on a linebacker. He has him isolated on Charlie Baker, and Baker just gets that right hand in there. Look, he knocked it down with the back of his hand. Backhand job.
Boy, that is a good play. Butch Johnson goes out wide to the right. Cosby lines up in the slot. Springs is over there on the right as well. Out of the shotgun is Danny White. Has Springs. Springs slipped. And he'll be about a yard short of the first down. Cedric Mack was an extra defensive back for the Cardinals. Made the hit.
This is going to be an interesting call for Tom Landry right here. He's well within Raphael Septien's range. Do you go for the field goal or do you go for the first down?
If it's me, I got to go field goal.
If it's Tom Landry, you go first down. If it's fans, they love it.
Very popular. It would be 40 yards out or 41 for Septien, and as you say, well within his range. They're going to go. They need a full 1 yard. Andy White asking for quiet. 6.5 minutes left to play first half. Springs and Dorsett, and they go to Dorsett, and he has it. Cardinals, of course, are saying he doesn't have it. We've been robbed. Cowboys are saying we got it. We'll keep it. Dick Nolan alongside Landry. Cardinals are saying no.
Cardinals are celebrating, but this, again, is one of those right foot, left foot jobs. Wherever they put the foot is where they put the ball.
It probably will have to measure, and the Cardinals still saying,
I don't think they got it.
No, I don't think they did either.
The Cowboys are walking off the field. Tom Landry's asking Dick Nolan, what happened?
Dick doesn't know. He coaches the wide receivers.
I can see it from here. That's not a first down.
No, it's not. I thought he had it when he first ducked under the pile. But from that measurement and that marking, he almost didn't get anything.
I thought you see Jim Hannaford. He had both fists up there. And a way to go, defensive.
Possession of the day. They have 1 touchdown and 3 punts. Green, the dangerous man, comes wide right. Tilley also dangerous, wide left. Lomax going to work on first down. Lomax down on first down. Ducks under the arms of John Dutton, and then Randy White was right there.
I'll tell you, I think he had Roy Green out here on the corner pattern, but you have to give that one to the defensive line because he just didn't have a chance. Watch it, the 2 tackles in the middle. There's Dutton on the left, Randy White on the right. Randy White beats Steve, runs over Otis Anderson, knocks another guy out of the way, and sacks the quarterback. Ooh. Watch Roy Green here. He's running a corner pattern on Everson Walls. He gets him turned around. He had a shot out here, but he just didn't have time.
Walls comes out with Green again. This time he'll have some help. They run with Anderson. White is in the backfield immediately. Fumble. Dallas has it. Harvey Martin does the stripping. Randy White does the forcing.
If they're going to run away, they better block Randy White. He comes first. Here's Harvey Martin. Randy White gets in there. He makes something happen here. Now watch. Here comes Harvey Martin. Gets him on the left. Takes that right hand. Throws that around. And strips it out of Otis Anderson.
And Dexter Clinkscale comes up with the ball.
Harvey Martin caused it. I'll tell you, if they're going to run away, they better start blocking that backside, because that's where they're having the trouble.
So Dallas has the ball at the Cardinal 14. Springs moves Dorsett up on the flank. White now does the same thing, and Dorsett now goes in motion. To Springs. Ron Springs pounds inside the 5. means he has to tell the official.
That's exactly what's happening out there right now. Pat Donovan signaled to the official he'll be at tight end. Phil Posderick will play left tackle in his short yardage offense.
Dupree and Cosby outside Posderick on the left side, and Donovan is the tight end on the right side. Cosby in motion. White. Lob. Complete. You saw Tom Landry say, "Come on, Danny."
I think what he was saying was, "Come on, Danny, it was such a great fake, you probably could have just run the ball into the end zone." Watch this fake. They really sell this. Now watch it. The back dives in there. Here's Danny White. He's looking for Dupree. I think right now he's just going to run the ball right in the end zone. He thought he had Dupree, but there's E.J. Jr. right with him.
On third down, Newhouse comes in the contest and Springs leads. Newhouse, I think there's some confusion, but if he comes in, he's got to stay there for one play, and so he does.
That to me is illegal. They had 12 men in the offensive huddle.
Gives to Dorsett. And Dorsett behind Richard.
Let's watch Howard Richards. He's number 70 there, his right guard. Now watch him pull. The thing that Dorsett does, he sets up the block. Wait. He waits for Richard, waits, lets him make the block right there, and then boom, just right into the end zone. You see how he just waited and got right in there behind Howard Richards, and whap, right in the end zone.
Richards' block on Leonard Smith is what sprung it. Septien with Carano Hoving. 14-7 Dallas. Here it is again.
I'll tell you, they can do this as well as anyone. Take the ball to the outside. Cosby blocks down. Look, they shut the whole inside off. Here comes Richards right at us here. Dorsett waits for him. Let him get that block on Smith. That's all I need, Howard.
There's a young man who's played tackle, both guards, and done them all very well.
And I do a lot of running on the football field. It's a God-given talent, and I have a lot to be thankful for. At this time, my family and I would like to extend to you a very happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Tony Dorsett, who just scored the touchdown for the Cowboys, his mother and father on his flanks in that last Thanksgiving Day greeting. And for them, that last effort by their son should be helpful for a happy Thanksgiving. Back deep is Stump Mitchell, and he's got that sun right in his eye. Line drive kickoff. Bounces to Stump. At the 10. Stump Mitchell cut down by Ron Fellows. Gets out to about the 28-yard line where the Cardinals will take over, and now they trail 14-7. Something about this year for the Cowboys that every week, although it's not quite true, they seem to have to come from behind. And they've done it successfully 10 times, or 9. Cardinal pinch. Said Carlo Vecchio, who was injured earlier, seems to be okay now, and Lomax. Under pressure again. Down he goes in the hands of Dickerson with Bethea. And Too Tall Jones all over him. He was looking at Tilley out there with Thurman. That's the third sack by the Cowboys. He hasn't got a chance.
No, he didn't. Let's watch Too Tall Jones here. He's going there against Tootie Robbins. He gets rid of him. And then I'll tell you, when he's coming right in the quarterback's face, that's a tough doggone thing to throw out there because he was trying to find Pat Tilley. Now watch Tilley. He's out here in the left, and that's where Neil Lomax was looking. But by the time he looked up, it was too late. Good coverage by Dennis Thurman there.
Very good. Lomax operates from the shotgun now. They have extra defensive backs in. Forward handoff too tall. Reads it perfectly. Good play by Jones.
Well, I think the Cowboy defense has figured out that the Cardinals are trying to run on second and long. Because watch Too Tall here. He's in that left-handed stance now. He reads the run right now. See, he started up. The minute he sees run, he stops his rush, and he's right there in position to make the tackle.
Slipped inside the blocker and too tall. Having another good year. 3:40 left to play in the first half. Cowboys up 14-7, third and very long. Here comes Downs on the blitz. They pick it up. Now they can't pick up everybody. It's batted down by Bates. Randy White put the heat on.
There's Bill Bates. He's just all over the field. Beware of Bill Bates, bully Bill Bates. He just wanders around. He starts to cover, then he starts to rush, and then Omi knocks the pass down, stays in on special teams, makes tackles, blocks. I'll tell you, the fans are starting. Oh, he's a cult hero, right?
One sign said Bates for president. That might be a little much. First on back to punt. Good kick as Fellows looks away from the first man down. But the Cardinals are down in good shape, and Fellows gets back to about the Dallas 38, 45-yard punt. First down, Cowboys at Texas Stadium. Dorsett, the lone setback, and Cosby in motion. Maybe two, maybe not that much. Curtis Greer on the bottom of the pile. Talking to Jim Hannafin, excuse me, John, last night, I got the impression that he felt that the Cardinals were very close to being a legitimate contender and being a very good team.
Well, of course, in the last 6 games, they've been playing that well. They're 4-1-1. Earlier, he said they had a lot of injuries, first of all, but he felt they were just self-destructing.
Ball's at the 40. White back to throw. Going deep for Tony Hill, who comes up with it. Dallas pass completion. Lionel Washington made the stop, but Hill has it, and Dallas will have a first down at the 18, and White is very slow getting to his feet.
Let's watch Tony Hill out there. He's just going to run it up. You see, he just starts. It's just a sprint. He really didn't even make a move. He just sprinted. He looks, the ball's a little underthrown, which isn't a bad thing. Brings him back just enough, and he makes the big play.
See what happened to Danny White.
I'll tell you, he got hit right here. I think it was Al Baker, number 60, who hits him right here just as he throws. Watch him. He throws right. It was Baker. He just planted his helmet right on his chest and drove him into the turf.
Does that remind you of last year and Dexter Manley's hit on him in the championship game? Almost the same thing. 2-minute warning. Dallas 14, St. Louis 7.
Was one of the most unique quarterbacks to play in the NFL. He played every play as if it were a lifeboat drill. And although his arm was questioned, he threw more touchdowns than any other quarterback. In 1975, Talkington led the league in passing, took the Vikings to the Super Bowl, and was named Pro Football's most valuable player.
Louis minus 10. The Cowboys 101. For someplace to go, and there is nothing there as Benny Perrin makes a good defensive play for the Cardinals with David Galloway out there to help.
That's a funny place to call a screen pass on the 20-yard line to a back because the defense isn't going to be driven deep. They only have 20 yards to go to the goal line, so they're all up there pretty tight. You can't drive them off.
Jim Hannafin, very popular head coach, if it hadn't been for you. White gives to Dorsett. Dorsett to the 15. Charlie Baker came over to lead the Cardinal defense. Clock still running. Butch Johnson had a good block. A minute to play.
You see who it was on? It was on a defensive tackle. It was on Stafford Mays. Butch Johnson, wide receiver, came in motion and went in and blocked the defensive tackle. I never had a wide receiver that would do that. I think if I ever said, hey, Fred Blitnikoff or Cliff Branch, why don't you go in there and defensive tackle, weighs about 280. They'd look and say, huh? You do it.
Maybe that's why they played so long.
They stayed out wide.
They still have 3 timeouts that the Cowboys do. They haven't called one yet. Out of the shotgun here
Good started to do a quake, and then he shook his head. No, I can't do it. There's a local radio station here that said if he would do it, they would pay him $3,000 and pay his fine. He looked like he started and said, nope, I have too much respect for Coach Tom Landry.
That was just a tremor, not a quake.
It was something like we had down in Tampa last Sunday. What do you call those things? Tornado.
Yes.
Warnings.
Severe. Septien makes it Dallas 21, St. Louis 7. Here's the touchdown again.
And here's how it looks to Danny White. He has good protection in there. See, they seal off that middle, and that stunt, he just throws it up. It's a little short again. A heck of a reaction by Butch Johnson. But he starts to do it. How about you'll shake his head?
That's about a...
He said, no, can't do it.
That's about a 1.5 on the Richter scale.
Here's another shot. The Cardinals are trying to do a stunt. See, they're looping in there in the line. The Cowboys pick it up. The ball is thrown a little short, and Butch just takes it away.
Well, he didn't cause any buildings to crumble with that. In conversation with Dr. Marvin Knight. Coming up at the half, the NFL Today with highlights of this game. Finally has it. Rattled at about the 21 by Bruce Huther and by Bill Bates. His stump is rather slow.
I tell you, that Bill Bates will rattle you. He just, when he's on the football field, he seems to be wherever the action is. Tom Landry was saying the other day that this guy here, Bill Bates, is the most consistent thing about the Dallas Cowboys.
A rookie defensive back from Tennessee. And it is dangerous to get close to him. LOMAX. You wonder what Jim Hennepin has decided to do now. Will he go ahead and take a shot at getting on the scoreboard, or will he just be comfortable to run it out? I don't have an answer.
I would take a timeout right now and take a shot, though.
Lee Morris up the middle for a first down. Harvey Martin on the bottom of the pile made the stop. They let the clock run. Down to 6 seconds. They'll apparently be happy to go like that to the locker room. So the end of half number 1 as Hannafin takes his troops to the locker room and Landry strolls in that direction with his. Cowboys leading at Texas Stadium 21-7 over the Cardinals.
Number 58 on the kicking team. Illegally downfield on the kick is declined. It's first down.
Decline. First down, Dallas at their own 20. With 11:23 left to play in the third quarter, they lead 21-7. Last series of penalties. Nevertheless, the game continues, and it's first and 10 Dallas from their own 20. Dorsett back deep behind Springs and Cosby in motion. Back to Dorsett. Hammers out to about the 24. Charlie Baker, the first man to make contact with him. A little help from Curtis Greer, and Tony limps back a little bit. Boy, over the years and over the season, as you watch him, you start to realize what a tough guy he is. He doesn't look like a tough guy, but he is.
Well, you know, any guy that can do the types of things that Tony Dorsett does, I mean, he runs inside, outside, blocks, only weighs about 185 pounds, and does it week after week, year after year.
Takes that pounding. He got 3 on that last play. Springs went in motion. White rolls out, gives to Springs. Springs cuts back inside. E.J. Jr. stays on his feet, gets out about 2 yards shy of a first down. Jr. stayed with it. Number 54 is one fine player.
I think one thing that does save a Tony Dorsett, though, is the fact that on a play like that, when they don't use him, they use him as a decoy. So he goes to the left, brings a lot of people. Danny White bootlegs out to the right and throws to Ron Springs.
In many ways, unlike what the Bears do with Walter in the punt.
There it is right there. He has the ball. The right foot's in, left foot's out. I think Doug Cosby knew it there. He just stood there, threw the ball back, and knew that he wasn't on the punt coverage team.
So Danny White back to punt. Stump Mitchell back deep for the Cardinals, number 30. Line shot. This one should be returned. Mitchell with room. Up quickly and missed. Down to make the stop is the man who snapped it. Rafferty. 44-yard punt by White. 14-yard return. A net of 30. 21-7. Dallas over St. Louis with 9:38 left, third quarter. The Dallas 43. 9:38 left to play, third quarter. The Cowboys leading the Cardinals 21-7. Green wide to the right. Tilley, whom you just heard. Wide left. This is Anderson. On first down, he's breaking tackles, and now here comes Paul Jones with help from Dexter Clinkscale.
I'll tell you, Tutal's having a big day today. He's knocking balls down. He's making plays on run. Let's watch him here on Tootie Robbins. Well, he starts out here in the tight end. That's on Doug Marsh blocking down. Holds him up, gets to the outside, let the ball come to you. Here he is. He turns up. There's Tutal right there on him.
Tell you what, you can't play the run much better than that from defensive end, can you?
Oh, that Doug Marsh is a pretty good blocking tight end.
Nevertheless, the play got 5 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 5. The Cowboys fake blitz. Here comes Down strolling up, and here he comes. Down's all over. He timed that one well. A couple of times earlier he missed time, but that run was well timed. Pat Tilley, the intended receiver, but LOMAX, no chance.
You see the smile in his eyes. He knew he timed that one well. Watch it from the left-hand side of the screen. There's number 26. He starts, stops, walks back. LOMAX takes his eyes off of boom. Center goes to the left. Right guard goes to the right. Downs goes right between the two.
Anderson came over and tried to pick him up, but he was already by him.
Downs was so quick on that one, he caused a blur.
So it's third down from the shotgun. Now they'll bring a package. They pick up Downs, but Tilley makes a diving stab. No, it's Mike Schumann who almost had it and then dropped it, but the Cowboys had all kind of heat on LOMAX.
I'll tell you one thing, though. Otis Anderson stepped up in there and made a heck of a block on Michael Downs that time. He said, you got there the last time, I'm going to get you this time. Ooh.
Birdsong back to kick again. Fellows back deep at the 10 for Dallas. I would imagine he'll not try to field this one if Birdsong hangs it high again. That's Roy Green who gets the Cardinal first down as they snap it to the short man. They got a first down last week against the Chargers like that.
This is a good time to watch. You know, watch. Roy Green is a short man. You see the ball snapped right there. Guard pulls. The other guard pulls. He runs to the outside and gets enough to pick up the first down. That's a good position. You know, when you're down by 14 against the Cowboys and you're at midfield, that's a big play. Or a good play.
There really is not too much that that young man can't do, Roy Green. Tilley out wide to the right, Green to the left. Good call by Jim Hannafin. That one was planned. Here's LOMAX going to work. Has Anderson. Anderson inside the Cowboy 30 to about the 27. Not quite enough for a first down, but good gain. Brunig and Dickerson converge to bring him down. There's Jim. This is Morris. Straight ahead. Near the 20. Michael Downs on the stop. To the 21, they'll mark it. First down, Cardinals, they'll move those sticks.
I still say the key to their success is being able to run the football. Otis Anderson, Wayne Morris, then you can get mixture. But when you can't run and every time you have to pass, that's when the Cowboys play super defense.
Last week, Kansas City threw 59 times against the Cowboys. We asked Hannafin last night how many times he thought he had to throw. He said, I hope it's only 25. All over Lomax's Downs again, right up the middle. The fourth sack. Lomax went down, not all the way down. Downs recovered and came back and got him for the second time.
You know, the thing about that play, Pat, is surprising. It's a first down play. Now, most of these things come on second and third and long. Now, watch Michael Downs. Here he is in the middle again. He starts to walk. You see, Lomax is looking. Now he's finished his audible. Here comes Downs again, the same position. Anderson gets there just a little late because he gets the blocker and the quarterback at the same time.
So it's a loss of 6 and make it second and 16 at the Dallas 27 with 6:40 left to play. Here's Anderson. Bates and White to Clinkscale and Bird to 25. Just getting back to what is at stake for the Cardinals for the second wild card spot. 49ers, Rams both 7 and 5. 5 losses. Detroit 7 and 6 after today's victory. So that's 6. New Orleans 6 and 6. Green Bay 6 and 6. And St. Louis 5, 6 and 1. There was a time that they were really upset about that tie. But it could conceivably, depending upon what happens, work to their advantage before it's over. Lomax is 8 out of 15 and now goes from a shotgun on third down. Here it comes. Here it comes. The heat was on by Clinkscale and Dickerson, and Lomax again. No chance. Intended for Tilley. But you can't throw when you're running for your life.
Well, and you really can't throw when you end up 3rd and 13 either, and that's a big thing. Once the Cowboys get in trouble, once you get them backed up, they're going to bring that blitz on you, and you have to be able to handle it or stay out of that situation.
O'Donohue. Neil O'Donohue from 42 yards away. Danny Perrin holding. O'Donohue hits. Good. Just barely got it over the uprights. Crossbar, rather. And in between the uprights. Out of the hands of Hill. Fellows had some room. Almost broke it away. Got outside the 20, about the 23. Bill Whitaker was the first man to hit him. Don't forget, tomorrow at 1:30 Eastern action. Tomorrow, 1:30 Eastern time. Right where you are now. CBS Sports. First down Cowboys. They're on 24. Dorsett. Bumps into a couple of defensive linemen before Kurt Ollerman made the stop for the Cardinals.
You hear all that grunting and cracking going on down there? I mean, you're...
You like it?
Talking, guys talking.
Second down. Excuse me. White. Cosby. First down, Dallas. Cosby hadn't been able to work out for Monday and Tuesday. Worked out tentatively yesterday, but has been impressive today.
You know, the big thing about this is watch his pass protection. Now, here's Danny White coming back. Now watch how they take everything to the outside. Now watch. They just take that stunt. They take everything to the outside. Now look what Danny White sees. Look at that. There's no one in front of him. Unmolested. He can find, he can look, he can see. That's what you want to do on offense. Get those guys out. You don't want to get anyone pushing in the face of your quarterback.
Boy, that's a good lesson right there. It sure makes passing a lot easier, doesn't it?
Like skeletons.
Butch Johnson swung in motion. Dorsett struggling up close to the 40, down perhaps at about the 38. Al Baker tripped him up.
You notice one thing about the way Tom Landry calls plays, and of course he does call every play himself, is he always has a mixture. No matter what he ever gets going, he'll always go back to the run. He never gets into that thing of pass, 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 pass. He'll get a pass, and then boom, he'll come back and run it again. Haven't caught up with him yet.
That's right. Here's White back to throw with pressure in the middle. Side of Dorsett with Dupree in front of him. Cardinal defensive pursuit is excellent. Good rush by Curtis Greer. White was looking downfield, but had to just lob it out to Dorsett. Nelson and Cosby to the right. Tony Hill to the left. Springs and Newsom, the two backs in the shotgun with Danny White. Again with the pressure. Gets away from everything. For a while at least. Lee Nelson brought him down, and that's the first sack of Danny White.
It's just what, you know, we always talk about stunts. Now watch this. Here they start in that undershift we're talking about. Now watch the tackle. The nose tackle starts to the outside. Both tackles work outside. Both ends work inside. And they're able to flush White out of the pocket, and now he has to scramble. And then the strong safety, Lee Nelson, comes up and makes the play. But that's a stunt. Really, the tackles switch with the ends. The ends come in, the tackles go out.
White hits one that will stay up for a while, and Mitchell takes it at the 25. Cuts back, cuts to the 36-yard line, perhaps the 37. Bruce Huther and Mike Walter, backup linebackers, converge to make the stop. 39-yard punt.
You know, we always talk about stunts, and we never show them. Now, here's one. The tackle is going to work out. The end crosses with him and works inside. This tackle works out. This end, Baker, works inside. The two guys that get the pressure are right here, the two inside guys that start on the outside. Now, watch them cross. Now, the two ends, Greer and Baker, are going to end up inside. You see them come inside? The tackles work outside. Try and grab the guards and tackles, and then the ends come up free inside. That's a stunt.
In that case, the tackles both did a good job of occupying two blockers, and that's why the ends were loose. Here is that third quarter. The ball at the St. Louis 37. No penalty. Nothing doing.
I think there was just a mix-up on the handoff there, Pat. It looks like as he was trying to hand off to Otis Anderson, somehow the ball was just dropped on the ground. I don't think it was caused by a defender, though.
Too tall. Jones jumped, but got back. Clock runs 1:35 left third quarter. Dallas 21, St. Louis 10. Really a must game for both teams. The Cardinals to keep their playoff hopes alive. The Cowboys to stay even with Washington. Of course, they would move a half game ahead. Here is Lomax intended for LaFleur, and again the Cowboys had the pressure on Neil Lomax.
And this is a problem that the Cardinals have been having all day. Now they're forced to throw on second down. But, you know, on third down, they've been averaging over 10 yards to go. And you just can't play against the Cowboys that way. They've been third down and over 10 yards all.
Lomax unloads to Green. On a bounce, walls the cover, but incomplete. You can tell that Lomax is feeling that pressure. He's 0 for 6 out of the shotgun. And, of course, they don't go to the shotgun until it's long yardage, and here comes the game.
Well, here's the thing, and you have 3rd and 12. You see the blitz coming. Your receivers try and shorten down their patterns. Of course, they can't do that because if you complete the ball, it's not even a first down. You can even throw a spiral on that one, though.
He is feeling the heat, as they say. Here is Birdsong back deep. Ron Fellows standing at the Dallas 21. Birdsong gets off a good kick. Roy Green right in his face. Fellows, no fair catch. Did hang on to the ball. Green was right there. Along with Leonard Smith. 43-yard punt, no return. Cardinals with good coverage. Roy Green does everything.
We're from the Dallas Cowboys.
We'd like to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving.
And after the game, he's cooking the dinner.
Don't you think it's been a happy Thanksgiving for those two guys? Aren't they happy to be Cowboys and happy to be playing on Thanksgiving Day?
Yeah, and they're even getting paid for it, but I'll bet that neither one of them cooks dinner.
I bet not either. And if they did, I bet it would be tough.
It would be undone.
Here's White. All kinds of time throws up the middle, and White gets the ball into Butch Johnson. In the middle of 5
protection on this, but that's a gutsy throw. If he throws an interception here, someone will say, why did he throw that? He should have it back. When you have the confidence that Danny White has, again, look at this middle here. You see, he can step, he can see. Now he moves over to the right, and he really throws the ball across. 1, 2, 3, and there's one behind him, and another one right there in the side.
Springs or Newsom. It is Springs. Dorsett out in front.
I think there's a guy that has really come into his own this year.
Springs?
Yeah, Ron Springs. I mean, he wasn't used a lot. He was in the backfield and kind of a blocker, but now they're running him more as mixture. In the shotgun, he's the receiver inside, and he's doing a lot more things. I think he's really responding as a result.
That's the end of the third quarter with the score Dallas 21, St. Louis 10. We now pause for a word from your local station.
Saturday, it's Clint Eastwood, Sunderlock, and Clyde.
He handles all my business.
Is back and apparently okay. Two tight ends, one lone setback. Two wide receivers. Dorsett behind Donovan. Dorsett gone. Gone. Some artificial surface. Raphael set the end for the extra point with Glenn Carano holding. Got it.
Let's watch the play again. It's only one back in the backfield. Two tight ends, two wide receivers. Here it is, just a pitch to the outside. Now watch Pat Donovan's block right there. Boom, he takes E.J. Jr., knocks him to the outside. In fact, knocks him down there out of bounds. And that's the play that sprung Dorsett. And when he gets out in front, he's gone. I'll tell you, but the thing that got it started was the tight end. Now watch 84, Doug Crosby. He's going to be blocking here on Greer. See, now he starts him, he gets him to the inside, invites him in, then just drives him in enough to let Dorsett get to the outside, and then Donovan's block. Then we still have one more block.
By Tony Hill, number 80.
I'll tell you, any big play by a running back, it has to be a block by a wide receiver. That was Tony Hill. He came in and blocked the weak safety Perrin.
Wasn't your most vicious block, but it was effective.
They don't have to be vicious. If they'll just get in the way, you can get some big runs if those guys will come in there because it just did enough just to let Dorsett get by him.
So Crosby, Donovan, and Hill with an assist for Dorsett. That's Randy Love, who handles the kickoff at the 13. Chased, brought down from behind by Clicksdale, and a fumble, and Dallas has it.
That caused that.
Fellows made the recovery.
Let's watch it and see if here's Dexter Clinkscale. He's 47. Watch, he is the guy that strips it. You see him get his right hand in there? That was just enough to start the ball out, and then Ron Fellows comes in, and he's going to get it right there. Watch Clinkscale. Watch that hand come in from the outside. The right arm just before that, and knocked it out.
Dallas 28-10. White looking left, gets it out to Dorsett. Dorsett ducks back inside. Charlie Baker makes sure he stays down. Good pressure by Baker. Al Baker, the defensive end, on White. Caused that confusion. They lost one.
Al Baker made sure that Danny White stayed down.
The reason for the applause is that Danny White has now broken Roger Staubach's season record of completions with 268. Staubach at 267. And that's the message up on the board. White gives to Dorsett. Tony swings back to about the 27-yard line. Charlie Baker again on the tackle. Clock running with 13:40 left to play in the contest.
You know, what a class guy Danny White is. You know, in the preseason, of course, there was a lot of controversy. Should he start, or should they start Gary Hogeboom? And he went through that, never said a thing. Early in the season, he told him they'd boo him and so on. But he's just been above that all year, all his career.
Now the shotgun, 3rd and 10. White drops. And throws. Caught by Johnson inside the 5, inside the 10, to about the 5, maybe the 6. Lionel Washington made the tackle. Butch Johnson has been saying for years how to be starting, how to be playing more.
He was saying the other day he ought to own the team. He said if he owned the team, he would start himself and get a younger coach that likes to dance.
Like he does.
Two things he'd do.
I got a hunch that Tom Landry's a pretty good dancer.
And he could be.
Johnson, 6 catches for 78 yards. His best day of the year. The Cowboys operate with 2 tight ends. Johnson pushed, split wide to the right. They give to Dorsett. Dorsett whams down inside the 5, about the 4. Benny Perrin on the stop.
You know, one thing, Danny White has been getting all day. He's had good protection. I think that, you know, a lot of that credit, or all of that credit, has to go to the offensive line. You don't mention those. We, you know, see Dorsett in his games and Danny White and his records and Butch Johnson catching passes. But that offensive line is doing a heck of a job today.
And another statistic that would let you know how effective they are is the fact that Dorsett now is over 100 yards, 102, over 100 for the 2nd week in a row. Danny White, he'll make it. Septien with Corrado holding, trying to make it. Cowboys 35, Cardinals 10. And once again, the Cowboys have come from behind. Smiling Danny White.
Watch this now. Tony Dorsett they're going to fake it to him. You see the guards pull to the left, the guard to tackle. Everyone chases after Tony Dorsett, except E.J. Jr., and he's too late because Danny White's going to beat him to the end zone.
And with that touchdown, they build a 35-10 lead.
Watch the effect that Tony Dorsett has. He gains his 100 yards. Now he starts this way, tackle pulls the whole thing. Now that holds the whole Cardinal defense, and then Danny White comes on a bootleg. Now watch this, what happens here. Okay, now watch. Now they pull the tackle, they pull the other guard, both backs go to the left. Now watch, if we just stop it right here. Look what it does to this Cardinal defense. Holds it all here, and now White can just sprint it into the end zone. That's the old naked bootleg. I could never get my quarterback to buy that one. I'd say, look, if we send them all that way, all the guys will run that way, then you would say, well, how about if they don't?
We'll get another quarterback. Dump Mitchell. Cut down again by Bruce Hutler. That's about 5 tackles he's made either on punts or kickoff returns.
Just a few weeks ago, he was an unemployed ex-football player hanging around lifting weights.
CBS Sports brings you the NCAA Saturday, the Kansas Jayhawks against Houston. That's at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, and of course, that is basketball. And that is 2 of the highest-ranked teams going into the season. Also, Nebraska, Oklahoma. Plus, certain parts of the country, you will see Vanderbilt against Tennessee and Arizona, Arizona State. LOMAX to Mars. Wrestled to the ground by Michael Downs.
Redskins think of this game. You know, I'm sure they've been watching the Cowboys, and I wonder what they think. I know they think we're going to have to play them in a couple weeks.
Well, they've looked pretty good. I hope most of them ate before they saw the game.
That one, our pigskins are made of Redskins. Can't wait till December 11th. That's going to be a big day down here.
That'll be like a championship game. CBS, of course. LOMAX bounces one in the direction of LaFleur. Here come the shock troops. Most of our viewers, by the way, and certainly those of you interested in what's happening with the Redskins on Sunday, will see the Eagles against the Redskins. The Redskin remaining schedule, well, you look at the Eastern Division standings right now, and Dallas is going to be 11-2, and Washington will be shooting for 11-2 against the Eagles.
I'm not going to ask you today who you think will be in the Super Bowl, but I bet one of those 2 teams are.
Glad you didn't ask me. You asked me last week.
You answered.
LOMAX out of the shotgun. Here comes Harvey Martin around the corner. There's Pat Tilley's first reception of the day. And it'll be enough for a Cardinal first down. It was Dexter Clinkscale who made the stop.
Let's see if we can watch Pat Tilley here. He's going to come on now. He's going to end up running an out. But you see what he does before he goes? He bends in a little, turns his head to the inside. That holds the defensive back, and then he's able to get to the outside and catch the ball. That was a cut.
All he does is succeed.
That's what's wrong with those computers.
Draw play Anderson. And the dance gets him maybe a yard. Mike Hageman made the stop.
Did you hear that on there? The audio picked it up down there. You heard someone yell draw. You know, that's what they're drilled to do. They start up field like a pass rush, and when they see draw, they all yell draw. And then they all stop their pass rush and go get the guy that has the ball. His left defensive tackle.
Just over 9 minutes left to play. They start to crowd those wide receivers. LOMAX looking deep. Comes up into the pocket, gets it to LaFleur. And LaFleur has the first down and rumbles into Dallas territory inside the 35. Lost the ball. The Cowboys are saying they have it. They do have it.
See that little stun inside by the Cowboys, but again now LOMAX has room in the middle. See, so he steps up, hits LaFleur, everything's going well, has the first down. Good convergence by the Cowboys. Now watch what happens when they converge right in here. Again, a strip.
Bethea. Cowboys have the ball back, leading 35-10. Well, this is the kind of thing that Tom Landry was saying we have to do.
That's right, and we see Larry Bethea do it. Watch, he reaches his arm right in there. Look, he just strips that ball right out of LaFleur's hand. I think that's about the 3rd one of those that we've seen today.
Where somebody got an arm in there and just took the ball away. You see the difference. When there's that big a difference, you can see how important turnovers are. 1st and 10 Dallas from their own 34, and now they'll just show you how significant turnovers are. Look at the Redskins, plus 32. Minnesota leading the NFC Central, plus 14. Miami, of course, a winning team, usually. Almost always, in fact, plus 12. And Dallas, plus 11. Starting today, and that always brings about 4. Denny Perrin on the stop. Clock running. 8:45. This is a young man we met yesterday. Newsom replaced Dorsett, and Newsom can ramble. Outside the left side for about 6 yards. Kurt Ollerman made the stop. Newsom got about 6. There'll be some dents in that helmet. That's Bill Bates. There's some unhappiness in that helmet. That's LaFleur. Plus 10. 3rd and 5. White will operate out of the shotgun. He'll have Johnson and Cosby split wide to the right. Duck Donnelly out to the left. Now he has to come out of the pocket. Now he has to run. He gets the ball to Springs. He won't have the first down. E.J. Jr. again. Around the ball. They look like they have got about a half yard to go for the first down. No penalty flags, and on come the Cowboys members of the punting unit. I thought they were a foot short.
I think eventually you're going to see Jim Miller doing some punting. In fact, we may eventually in this game. In fact, I'm surprised that he doesn't punt this one.
He, of course, is the young man who punts barefooted. One shoe off, one shoe on, like Tony Franklin. But he's the only barefooted punter in the NFL. Got that half stocking on and a shoe on right now, but he'd take that off. White will punt, nevertheless. Stump Mitchell back deep for the Cardinals. Gets it away, is knocked down, or is almost knocked down, and Stump Mitchell is really wrecked by Bill Bates. Bruce Hunter also down there again.
I would darn near guarantee that the next time Danny White won't punt.
I would think so after he went down then. Cowboys 35, Cardinals 10. Might have gotten away with one here.
Watch Leonard Smith come in here on Danny White, and this is why I think Danny White won't punt the next one. Watch him from the right-hand side. He looks like he goes after White and then goes after his head right there. Danny White took a duck and went down. I don't know if Tom Landry saw that one or not, but I'm sure if he did, we'll see Jim Miller in the next punt.
Landry sees a lot. Here's Lomax. Back to throw. Harvey Martin from behind gets him. Nope, Larry Bethea, not Martin. Offensive guard gets the rebound. Gets the first down. It's the offensive tackle, Louis Sharp. 11-yard gain.
Some play for the big tackle. Watch Bethea. He'll come from the left-hand side of the screen, and it looks like Hart doesn't even see him. He goes to throw as he's hit, and the ball's going to... Now watch Bethea. Now Sharp is the guy blocking him. He's yelling, look out, look out. He hits him, and now if you don't block him, the rule is you better catch the ball in the air so they don't get it. And the next rule is if you do, run with it and get a first down. How'd you like to have to tackle this guy? He weighs about 290 pounds.
The ball was knocked from the quarterback's hands backward, cut by an ineligible receiver. But it is a backward pass, so it's a good play. First down.
Well, it's a lateral in that case. A backward pass is the same thing as a lateral, isn't it?
Right. Well, had it been a fumble, he could have done this, or a backward pass. He couldn't do it if it's a forward pass. I don't know that that's not a fumble, though. He said backward pass. It's the same thing as a fumble. So now that's a free ball. Sharp looks good there, carrying the ball. Home.
A day of frustration for him. Until then. 6:20 left to play. Ball at the 36. Cardinals Marsh, the tight end, moves over to
working against Steve right there. He makes an outside move on him. Then he comes in. He and Dutton get there about the same time, but Randy White keeps a hold. Ooh, that's tough when you get that rush and both tackles are free coming straight up the middle.
Artistic. 5 sacks by Dallas, 1 by the Cardinals. Cowboys leading 35-10. Second and 12 it is now. Anderson chased by Bates. Popped out of bounds by Bill Bates.
You're talking about Landry, yeah. Talking about him being able to dance. He probably would be a pretty good dancer. See him move.
I can see him being a fashion model or being a bank executive.
Watch him move right here. Look at him. He's going. He gets his hand up, head down, knees bent. Not bad. Little cross step.
Well, after watching that, I think he might be an official. Outside, Anderson. Cuts back inside. Don Smerrick and Bill Bates get over to bring him down. Michael Downs there also. Clock running, 5:25 left to play. 10-yard pickup by Anderson. Completion from Lomax.
You know, the Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day have a record of 11-3-1. And as Tom Landry said, it really is an advantage if you win. And that
times, no good. And the tie was tasteless. Outside. Stump Mitchell. Out of bounds. LaFleur hit Hegman. Fans a little bit upset about that. It was Dennis Thurman and Larry Bethea who knocked the stump out of bounds. Tom Landry, we asked him about Hegman, and he said, yeah, he's a very steady player. LaFleur. Mike Hegman on the tackle.
I think he's playing a little better than steady today. It seems like steady is reserved for someone that's close.
You got the fan on. Oh, what a good tackle. Stump Mitchell. Hit down by Angelo King. That's the way to get it done. Boy, that's good technique right there.
Well, of course, when you have a 25-point lead with 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go, then you don't have to worry about defending a lot. You just go and, create havoc. Sound like a coach. Go in there, guys. Go in there and create havoc.
Havoc. I thought a lot of times that you would have made a heck of a coach.
Create havoc. An unmade bet.
You were a heck of a coach. Still should be. Could be. I like it like it is, don't you?
Yeah.
Lomax under fire from Dutton. Down he goes. 6 sacks for Dallas. There is Drew Pearson.
You see all those clothes he has on? Look, he has scarves and ties and all that stuff. That's what happened in Philadelphia when you dropped that pass. You had too many clothes on. You had long underwear and gloves and stuff.
I'm glad he's smiling. Oh, there's never been a better one than Drew Pearson.
He makes the big catches. But you know how he got hurt? He hurt himself blocking.
Supposed to be looking back, and he wasn't.
Once in a while, you got to sneak a peek, Drew.
Here comes the blitz again. Pass complete to Schumann. That'll be enough for a first down. The Cowboys putting the pressure. Again, that's a 14-yard pickup. Bill Bates on the blitz that time of Lomax. Lomax got rid of it in time to Schumann.
I think Bill Bates likes that, too, don't you? Get in there and make those hits and blitz and do all those things.
John and I will be doing the Giants at Los Angeles next Sunday. And what time does the bus leave?
The bus leaves right after the game. In fact, the thing ought to be ready right now. Just go down the elevator, out the thing, get on the bus, and towards Los Angeles.
Is it catered?
It's catered, yeah. We have turkey sandwiches.
That's good, at least. So I'll see you in Los Angeles after this is over. 2 minutes left at Texas Stadium with the Cowboys leading 35-10. Lomax drops the throw. Under fire again, and too tall Jones hovers over him and falls on him this time. 7 sacks from Dallas.
This is the best game, I think, that the Cowboy defensive line run. They've been getting a pass rush without a blitz, hands up, all those types of things that they really haven't been doing all year. Here's Tutall now. He's working against Tootie Robbins there. Just pushes him to the side. Geez, and he starts to lunge. He's about 6'8", and when he lunges, about 7'9".
Tutall gets a rest, and Jim Jeffcoat has come in to take his place. Bethea is the other defensive end. Jeffcoat makes Lomax move up. Tilley chased by Thurman. Shy of the first down by about 2. Lomax again under fire. Stepped up and got it away. Clock running, 1 minute 15 seconds left to play.
You know, the other thing about the Cowboys has been maligned lately is their secondary, and other than that big one early to Roy Green, they've done a pretty good job on Green and Tilley all day.
Yards on the day. But 7 times he's been down on the artificial turf. Going to throw again, and does throw. Has Roy Green, first down, Cardinals. Jefferson falls on the tackle. Penalty flag is down back around the goal line.
Defense has 12 men on the field.
No wonder it's tough to throw.
Should be easy to throw with 12 guys in it.
Except the defense had him.
Oh, the defense had him. Wings and stuff, and all it slices of turkey. I mean, you just grab a wing or a leg.
You had enough, didn't you? That's Randy Love. You had a lot of pressing.
Yeah, but I like to have a leg or something.
In case you want a gesture, it does help, doesn't it? Clock running with 25 seconds left to play. Second down now for the Cardinals. Dallas leading 35-10. They have it just about salted away. Cardinals not using timeouts. Lomax back in the shotgun. Will try to get in the end zone this time. Almost intercepted by Dexter Clinkscale, and that'll stop the clock with 6 seconds left to play. And Dallas will improve their record to 11-2. Redskins come to town on December the 11th, but in between, the Redskins have a meeting with the Eagles next week. Cowboys have a rest, and then they go to Seattle.
I'll tell you, they have their game over now, but they'll be watching the Washington Redskins on Sunday. I think Dexter Clinkscale pulled a hamstring on that play.
It looked like it, yes. When he dived for that ball, didn't come up with it, he's hurt. 35-10, Cowboys.
Watch the play right at the end. Here he is right there. Now watch, he drops the ball, and watch him grab the left hamstring. Watch him, he grabs it right there.
Boy, that's painful. Here's Lomax looking in the end zone, has Anderson, and the Cardinals have a touchdown with 1 second left to play on the clock. That'll make it 31-17. Assuming that Donahue can kick the extra point, and then we'll still have 1 second left.
Well, watch it here. It's the spread formation. Otis Anderson was a wing back on the left. We see him start in. He's running a pattern to the outside, a corner pattern. Good throw. It just gets it right over his head at the back of the end zone. Dickerson's a little too late.
So Anderson gets the touchdown on the strike from Lomax. Donahue with 1 second to go. 75 yards they went, took 14 plays, but it also took them 6 minutes and 47 seconds. 35-17. This is the second meeting of the year between these two clubs. Cowboys got behind 10-0 in the first meeting and came back to win it. Almost an identical score. Sunday, coming up, more pro football, more NFL. 15 carries, 102 yards on time kick coming, going the other way. Bates signals for a fair catch. Well, now, it's a pretty intelligent play. That's the end of it. Cowboys 35, Cardinals 17. Tom Landry waving to Jim Hannafin.
Warner, standouts in a class.